I used to struggle with my weight. In fact, I had an eating disorder when I was a teen. And now I am free of that issue. And I'm going to teach you the number one emotional issue that gets stirred up when you make efforts to get healthy and drop the weight. Hi, I'm Carol Tuttle. I'm an author of 6 best-selling books. I am a healer and a teacher, and I love helping you live your truth and become free of any emotional baggage that's weighing you down and causing too much weight on your body. Check out my healing center, the Carol Tuttle Online Healing Center at healwithcarol.com, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you continue to get updates on these weekly Heal with Carol videos. Weight is just such a struggle and difficult issue for so many people. And I've lived those years, decades of being just consumed by the issue of weight and the obsessive experience you can have with food and the overthinking it and the burdensome experience where every day you're having to process the choices you make and reflect on the food you ate and what you should eat. You shouldn't have had that. I lived years in that space. Even when I had lost the weight and the eating disorder had subsided, I still had the tendency in running all the thought and emotional patterns as if I were overweight, because I was now in a place of fear that I'd go back to that place, that I would gain the weight. And so I still wasn't free. I was still captured by this experience of dysfunction that is so prevalent in our world today. With food being so readily accessible and so many yummy foods to consume, you can hardly turn, everywhere you turn, you're faced with food choices. And we're busy, so we often do not take the time to prepare the healthier options, and we'll snack and we'll succumb to eating things we know aren't in our best interests. Well, when I really got into the interior of what was going on with me, because for years I kept trying to apply myself to different protocols and programs that would keep me from preventing the dysfunctional behavior that would cause my overweight experience. So I kept conforming to systems and protocols and eating strategies. But the minute I went off that, I was back at square one and I wasn't free. So I decided, the real change needed to occur inside of me. When I started down my path as an energy healer and really going within and clearing out my own issues and healing my past wounding and recreating my experience with my body and food, I discovered a core issue that is so strong in every human being, and it comes forward, it rises up and gets very potent when you start to make choices to go without certain things. And that core issue is connected to the experience of deprivation. Now, how many times have you gone on a protocol where you're changing your diet, you're choosing to go without certain foods that you've been consuming, and all of a sudden you feel deprived? Well, there's a survival instinct in you. It's part of the ancient function of your brain that's there to keep you alive, and all of a sudden you've activated deprivation energy, deprivation feelings that's why you are now constantly thinking about food, like even more on hyperdrive, because this deprivation energy becomes so strong and you fall prey to it again and make choices then that are sabotaging your best efforts. So where does this deprivation energy come from? It's rooted in our ancestral DNA. We do have the history in our ancestor story that they were deprived very frequently. Historically, they could be deprived of their lives. Many of our ancestors deep in history, their lives were at risk. They might die of starvation. Their physical livelihood was less likely to be sustained. They were vulnerable. And so deprivation was a real thing for them, a real deal. And until you've cleared that, you're a carrier for that still, and it comes forward, and all of a sudden you're eating the foods you don't want, because when you're choosing to go without, you start feeling deprived. And your system's going to override that because your survival programming is so strong in you. So what do? You clear it. So that's what we're going to do today using tapping. And so if you're new to tapping, just follow along with me or just listen. Do the best you can. Repeat the phrases I say. If you're not clear on the tapping points, no big deal. Your system will still respond. So bring to mind a recent experience of when you were choosing to go without. You were not going to consume something. I'm going to choose to go without that. I'm going without. And that feeling of deprivation came up. I feel so deprived. Other people get to eat this. I don't get to have what other people want. I have to sacrifice in order to get the weight off. See, that's all very, it's just contrary to creation. It's trying to prevent what we don't want instead of creating what we do want and being in a proactive energy. Just bring that forward and just remember what it feels like to feel deprived. And we're going to tap out that deprivation today. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to use the tapping points on the face and torso points. So start tapping with me. Even though I have good intentions and I sabotage them, I love and accept myself. Even though I sabotage myself, I am ready to change that. Even though I work so hard to let go of the weight, I see little results. I'm changing that pattern now. Releasing, scared, fear of going without, deprived of what I need. You can't deprive me. I'll eat what I want. Choosing to go without feels like I'm being forced to go without. Say that one again. Choosing to go without feels like I'm being forced to go without. Deprivation. Can't survive. Won't survive. Have to go without. Let that all go. Releasing my ancestors' experience of deprivation from my whole being. Letting go of this old energy, letting go of the energy of deprivation. Releasing it. Releasing struggle and survival. My body hangs on to the weight, so it's never deprived. Let it go. I need this extra poundage. It's part of my survival plan. Letting go of the pattern of deprivation once and for all. Put your hand on your heart energy. I know I went pretty quick through that, but you just move through it. You want your energy to open and clear it. Repeat after me. I forgive myself for sabotaging my best efforts. I now know this energy of deprivation is very powerful. I am changing that. Now we're going to do reframes to set into motion and energize and activate your truth that will support you in creating what you want, letting go of the extra weight. I am grateful I am safe and secure. I'm grateful all my needs are met. I am making different choices. I am making different choices with food, and I am fulfilled. I am nourished. I am satisfied. I am satisfied with less. I am thriving, and I am losing weight. Say that one again. I am thriving. I am fulfilled. I am satisfied, and I am losing weight. I'm letting go of the extra pounds. I am safe. I am satisfied. I am filled with success. I'm letting go as I no longer need the extra pounds. I am open to change. I am creating change. Take a deep breath in. Now, anytime you feel that deprivation energy rise up, come do this. Like this video, share in a comment how it's helped you, and you're gonna flip that deprivation energy to fulfilled, satisfied, nourished. I now operate from a place of the choices I make with food are fulfilling and satisfying to me. I no longer feel like I'm going without anything. I easily choose healthy foods. I've been off sugar for 2.5 years, no cravings, do not even miss it. When I see something I used to think was something I wanted and I couldn't have and I was depriving myself of it, I have no attraction for it now. I'm just no longer drawn to eating that because I'm no longer in a place of, oh, I have to go without, I'm being deprived. I am choosing my healthy body. I am choosing my trim, fit body. I am creating it, and you can do that too. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, and look forward to next week's Heal with Carol live video. How did this help you? You've got this. Anytime that you're that close to making that choice again with choosing foods that are not supportive to your greatest good and your body's fit and healthy stature, come do this. It's going to make a huge difference.